person, I still don't understand how he's a guy.
This is hardly my first time here, but the scenery never fails to take my breath away. Why, it feels as if you could reach out and touch the heavens. Now then, to begin our guided tour, perhaps you already know these things, but for the sake of thoroughness, I shall start with the basics. Using concepts to give shape to ether, creation magics allow us to bring forth anything we desire, be it inanimate objects or living beings.
And your own deaths,
Anyone-
as it turns out. Whoops, shouldn't have said that.
Anyone may conceive of concepts, but they must all undergo evaluation at the Bureau of the Architect. As part of that process, living beings and certain arcane entities may be sent here to Elpis for in-depth observation and study. A fascinating facility, isn't it? I dare say you'll enjoy touring it with us.
We get a present. Nuggies.
Now then, our friend Hermes. Aside from overseeing the facility, he also conducts his own research. Chances are he will be at the main observation hub, so let's seek him out there first. Attired as you are, however, you stand out a little too much. Our dear Emet-Selch wishes to keep a low profile for his errand, so... Do you know how to make a robe? The basic concept will do.
I'll do that.
No? In that case, Emet-Selch? No. Your whim, your responsibility. You're getting not another thimble of ether out of me. The way he scrimps sometimes, you'd think he wasn't a nigh bottomless font of magic. Very well. I shall make the robe, but perhaps you can assist. Come, let us search for the requisite.
Material, I don't think you need the material.
We get to make. We get our own ancient robe.
Mm-hmm.
New glamour from my ass. Can we even do damage here? I don't think so, can we? No.
No, it's
Not
not
a city-state, no, but... Yes, these creatures should suffice. What?
Goodbye.
Farewell. My dad's going to get his throat slit.
What?
What?
Context!
I
I
mean-
think this is key.
Okay. He's going to have a surgery that involves his spinal cord. It's fine.
That doesn't sound fine. That sounds the opposite of fine.
He'll be fine. I trust the doctor. They're expensive
I
as
lo-
shit.
I love how just a surgery on his spine is like, it's just a thing. He's fine. Like one of the most important parts of your body, and he's just like, it's fine.
Stressing over it won't accomplish anything, so I'm just having confidence that the doc knows what the fuck they're doing. Easier that way. Now then, an etheric rope. I want you to use it to capture, shall we say, 2 Petilodai. There are 3 species here, I believe. Any 2 different kinds should serve. Now, I should mention that the strength of the rope is tied, no pun intended, to the strength of its user. As your ether is still thin, compared to ours, you'll need to weaken the creatures first. Good luck.
All this talk
We need
about
a-
how much weaker our ether is, and yet we've kicked all your asses at least once.
Spinny pin spin. Spinny pin spin.
Got one. Did that update for everyone?
Nope.
Oh, ow, 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 ow. I bit off more than I can chew. Probably. Most likely. Ah, fuck.
Anything over here if you need healing? Because we have Mika.
I mean, yes, I know we have to get now more things are coming out. God damn it. Oh well.
Alright, I got mine.
I am the almighty reaper. Ah!
I don't actually kill it. There you go. Good.
Oh. Right, I'm not supposed to kill it. Or...
I mean, I'm pretty sure if you reduce it to 0 HP, it'll just flop to the ground.
I don't think it does that with standard enemies. I mean, there are some quests where there are preset enemies that will do that, but these are just random mod.
Okay,
So,
I got one.
We'll see.
Now I need another one. Skid dish. Of course, I have to freaking cram all of you with.
Ah, shit.
Why? Why do you do this to me? Thank you. Okay, all of them
Okay,
fucked
I
off.
can
I'm good.
confirm they do die.
Oh, you. Okay, did you listen to the knee? Oh, no.
Probably listen to me.
Because I was right.
I caught the butterflies.
I still need to catch one.
I really need an assistant.
She gave in to
Don't.
her
I got
cat's instincts and just ate it.
I would catch the thing before. Oh, good.
Yeah, I got it. It's low. You've caught the creatures. Come, let us see. Yes, these fine fellows will do nicely. And now for a spot of reversion. There, it's ready. It's nothing fancy, but then we're trying not to stand out. Try to emphasize. What do we say?
Go for the bottom one, I guess.
Yeah, I don't.
Alright. Yeah, alright. Won't someone be angry with us for using those creatures? Oh, it's fine. There's no one around to tell us off. And besides, we can always make more of them. They need only a tiny amount of ether. It may take some effort to get the form and composition right, but anyone familiar with the concept should be able to manage. Well and good to disguise and educate it, but it won't fool anyone who can see worth a damn. Fair point, but at the very least it should spare you unwanted attention from casual observers. Emet-Selch speaks true. Even dressed like us, your unusual nature will be plain to see for those who think to look. Should someone question your presence, don't make up excuses, or just try to explain what you actually are. No, best to simply say that you're familiar. The question is whose? Of course, Azem's. If you say you belong to them, people will give you the benefit of the doubt for any and all outlandish behavior. Exploiting our associates' absence? For lack of their presence, absolutely. Were they here, they'd have been the first to propose the idea. And you know it.
The irony of every word coming out of their mouths right now.
Now, for you two, does it say she or is it still he?
She. The gender of Azem changes on your character's gender.
Yeah.
I mean, I figured as much. I just wondered if we actually see Azem. Is it like a different design if it's male or female?
Oh.
Or do they
What's
just look
that?
like us?
Oh. With that, your story is settled. Let us continue with our errand. And we get Ascian robes, or ancient robes, rather, before they became Ascian robes.
Well, they've got the spiky bits, like, sewed on. But fortunately, their stats are really crap, so I probably wanted to glamour it, but... Cast... need where is it? Sophist robes. So it's the robes.
And
So
boot. Was it chest,
boots,
pants,
legs,
and boots?
and chest. So then,
Where's the boots? Oh, here it is. Well, you can't I don't know why they bother with the boots to the legs. You can't see. You can't see. You can't
I
see.
I could totally give myself white robes if I wanted.
I think we'll take a page out of Elpis' book, huh?
I mean, we also saw that Venat was wearing white robes in that brief moment she was on screen and when we got here.
What shall I use for gloves?
Look at us. We're ancients.
Yeah.
They're making me wear a dress. Alright, hi for the days. Speak to us.
Indeed, in search of Hermes. If you are ready, let us continue along the path to Anagnorisis. The place serves as an observation hub and residence both. Someone there should be able to point us in the direction of Hermes.
Neat.
I'm gonna turn off battle music while we're here. Because I really like the music here, just as a field.
Pay no attention to the behemoth.
Oh, the chocobo. Do they have chocobos in this era?
Probably not.
Bad birds, certainly, and because anyone can make basically anything, it wouldn't be out of place.
No.
The names here are going to be very hard to pronounce for locations.
Yes? Can I help you?
We wish to speak with Chief Hermes. Do you know where we might find him?
Well now. By your mask, I assume you're one of the 14. I wasn't aware there was to be a visitation.
Between you and us, it's something of a surprise. Your discretion in the matter would be appreciated.
I see. My lips are sealed. The chief should be out conducting observations as usual. His focus of late has been aquatic creatures, so I expect you'll find him at one of the pools here.
The pools, you say? Many thanks, and apologies for disrupting your work. I say, Hythlodaeus, while I've never met Hermes, you know him well, do you not? That being the case, couldn't you simply find him by his ether? Aye, that I could. As you know, by the same token, so see ether quite keenly. And yes?
You kind of
You cut out a little bit.
Yep.
Ow. Weird. By that same token, we can also see ether quite keenly, and from great distances. With this skill, I could readily locate Hermes, but I thought that would be a waste of an opportunity. We're here to perform an assessment, after all. By searching the ordinary way, we stand to gain insight into Elpis and the man in charge of it. This is as much for your own enjoyment, like as not. But point taken. If you're going to accompany us, make yourself useful and help us look for Hermes. According to his profile, he has short, dark hair. So you know, it's because we're in Elpis that we don't have our cowls up. A special exemption due to the need to be aware of dangerous creatures. Elsewhere, we do not exhibit our individuality. It's unseemly. This is all common sense, but I would not assume you possess any.
Very big cultural boundary there, Emmet.
It's a rare treat indeed to be able to search for someone by their appearance, and I thank you for humoring me. Come, Let's find our man. Gotta bear in mind, Hemet is under the belief that right now we're just a familiar of his very incorrigible associate, so...
I mean, we're friends of his, right?
Yeah. That doesn't mean he doesn't find Azim frustrating.
Azim is very individual.
So,
Yeah,
kind
Azim...
of how he felt about us before? Like,
I guess.
like how, like us in the present, when he was an Ascian, and he'd always, like, say how we were a tad bit frustrating to him.
Yeah, like, you can tell he's frustrated to no end by Hythlodaeus, but he still likes the guy.
Hi,
and here's
Daniel.
Hermes and a bewinged girl.
Hi, Fan Daniel.
Alright. This is before he was Fandaniel.
We all know who he is.
Wait for me at the first dialogue box, please. I entered the cutscene a little later than you.
Let's kill him now.
Huh. No.
You are...
He hasn't done anything wrong yet.
Plus the paradox that would cause would not be great.
Alright, we at the line?
Yep.
I'll send the doctor an apology.
Alright, let's go. Auto advance.
Oh, wait, this is what she...
Yeah.
She has clawed feet.
Oh. Different. You're different too. You and me. We're alike. Friends. I want to be...
Am I the only one that's sensing a few
Wait.
similarities between her and Garuda?
Wait.
Feathers. That's about it.
Greetings and salutations. Can you hear me?
Is it the clawed feet,
Do
the
not be
things on
alarmed.
her...
I mean
Head.
you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, and know your thoughts.
Telepathic, not very good verbal speaker. Okay.
May we please be friends? May we please be friends?
Oh my god, she's so cute.
She is.
Ah, I see you found him. Hythlodaeus. It's been a while. Too long, I think. Too long
Hear that
indeed for
voice
close
and I get
collaborators.
angry.
On this blessed occasion, I bring not only myself, but others who long to speak with you. You are of the Convocation?
Emet-Selch at your service. Do I have the honor of addressing Hermes, Chief Overseer of Elpis?
You do. You have traveled far for it.
Given your facility's purpose, its remote location is something of a necessity. Would that I didn't have to rely upon a guide.
Oh, you wound me. Have I not ever been an attentive and helpful friend? But moving along to more agreeable company, this one we chance to...
Will the girl stop staring at me? God damn it.
Well, you certainly have her attention. Is she one of yours, Hermes?
Her name is Meteon. It means shooting star.
Meteon.
If I may make an observation, her ether is terribly thin. I fear she might dissipate at any moment. Nor do I believe you've made a submission to the Bureau. I would remember such a concept if you had.
I haven't, as you say. I judged it too early. She's a pet project of mine, still undergoing preliminary testing. But rest assured that I will attend in person ere long.
Very well. Being an authority on flying life forms, I appreciate that you are exacting in your work. I shall look forward to your submission.
If we have finished with the perfunctory chit-chat, I would discuss official matters. By my coming, I trust you already anticipate the subject.
I have an inkling, yes. Please wait to the main building yonder. I shall join you as soon as I've returned these creatures to their homes.
What's wrong, Hermes?
An Amistoma is missing.
I may have found it. A creature with the self-same ether as those there, nestled in the boughs of a tree outside the grounds.
You're saying they can climb with their sorry excuses for limbs?
The fashion has been to imbue aquatic creatures with the power of flight, ever since the words of Metron created a sky-swimming fish.
The words of Meteon.
The Ambistomas too can fly, if only slightly, and they could conceivably climb a tree.
Each
Whether
of
they
the
can come
members
down
of the
safely,
Convocation has a
however.
little organization that follows them,
Excuse me.
specifically called the Words of Insert Seed here. So the Words of Metron, the Words of Logriff, etc.
In other words, the Convocation has specific
I'll help.
followers.
Pretty much.
I wonder if
I
they
don't
became
remember.
the Black Masks then.
I don't remember I don't remember Metron. Did we meet
Metron
them?
was the antagonist in the Edens.
Logris and
Oh.
clingy
What are
boyfriend.
we supposed to do with this lot?
He literally was Eden, remember?
Okay, yeah.
May I suggest
Sorry.
we split up?
Been a while since I heard his name.
If you would be so good as to assist Hermes, Emet-Selch and I shall keep an eye on these adorable creations in the meantime.
So we get to go rescue an axolotl from a tree.
Do we have a ladder?
I believe that's your territory.
That's fine. I'll use you as the ladder.
That's fine, I got it. I got the acrobatics of a cat. If you make a racist joke, I swear to Ramu, Thanatos.
I'm just saying.
No, you're not. That's where you stop.
I think you've made a cast the trees joke before.
Look up into the tree.
Why is Hermes upside down?
What does Meteon have to say about this?
Oh, I feel like, Daniel, I feel like your attempts to get the thing down went wrong.
Because it's already down. It's right here.
This is the guy who is.
This is Fandaniel.
This is the guy
A previous
who set
incarnation of him at any rate.
the world to end.
Same soul, but different individual entirely. It seems Hermes and Meteon have found their quarry, a creature known in this age as an Ambistoma. Yet though it has been safely extricated from the tree, Hermes appears to have found himself in quite the predicament.
The Ambistoma! Hermes saw it high up the tree. He climbed up to get it, but it jumped on him, and he slipped.
What do we say?
Everything's under control, I trust.
Everything under control? You good up there? Yes, rest assured this is nothing new to me. I've ended up in far more compromising positions in the course of my work. Now, for your own safety, please stand back.
How very dignified.
Oh dear.
Hermes, are you alright?
quite alright, yes. My apologies for making you worry, Meteon. Both you and... Huh, is that what you're called? An intriguing name. Somehow reminiscent of a new creation. Thank you for coming after me. As for you, little one, you must be more careful. You may be able to fly, but it doesn't mean you cannot fall and hurt yourself. Oh no, I'd forgotten all about its fellows.
Dude, calm your tits. Emmet and Hitler got it.
Truly. What a relief. Must thank Emet-Selch and Hythlodaeus when I return to them. But first, with the distractions out of the way, as Chief Overseer of Elpis, permit me to welcome you to our facility. I hope you will enjoy your time here. Meteon's so cute.
I still can't get over the slight bit that kind of reminds me of Garuda.
It's just the fact that she's a bird. That's literally it.
It's
I'm just gonna hug her a bunch. Just gonna hug her a bunch. This is my daughter now. I've officially adopted her. Hermes, go fuck yourself. She's mine now.
You know you're dragging.
I don't give a damn about anything else.
You know you're dragging me into this by association, right?
Ning, you're a mother now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Hermes, talk to us. Well, we mustn't keep the others waiting. Let us return to Agnoriasis. Also, notice what this quest is called.
Ponder, warrant, cherish, welcome.
Sounded familiar?
Should it?
Is it supposed to?
Might.
Can we get hint?
The lyrics to answers are used as a lot of quest names for this stretch. Alright, Hermes. My apologies for the trouble. Owing to your kind assistance, all the Amberstomas are safe and well. I will presently send them back to their space if you would go on ahead to the main building. Upon entering, you will see a table and chairs, a meeting area. We may speak there. Very well. Take care not to let the creatures slip away again.
Eva the Charmer. Bird.
Also, by the way, I found Amarot in VR chat.
Of course you did.
What? I also discovered that if there's more than 5 people in a map with me in VR chat, there is an increasingly high probability that my Oculus client will just fail outright. It's done it multiple times, where I've been in, like, the Black Cat, and things just crapped out. I believe this cutscene is voiced.
This appears to be the place.
Advancing.
And here is where we part ways. We will be discussing highly sensitive affairs. Only a select few may be privy to such knowledge, and that does not include someone who cannot or will not divulge their origins. What? Will I have to remove you by force?
What do we say?
Let's go for the top one, because the bottom one he already said will not or cannot, so he's already considered that.
We have to talk. We have important shit to talk to him about too.
Yes, I'm sure your business with Hermes is quite pressing. You may speak with him to your heart's content, after ours is concluded.
I do not object to her attendance.
Hermes, this is highly irregular.
Perhaps. But I believe she can be trusted. Meteon would not have taken to her so quickly otherwise. Moreover, the presence of a third party may help me to maintain composure.
As you wish, then.
Suck it up, Emmett.
Behave yourself. Do you hear?
You see, this is me. I'd be nodding and I'd still be flipping him off behind my back.
You think it sense ether so keenly, he'd probably know. And probably be confused, because I doubt he knows what that gesture means.
So, it's finally happened, then.
Aye. Van Daniels declared his intention to step down, and named you as his preferred successor. In recognition of your knowledge and your works, the Convocation is giving the recommendation due consideration. As one who does not know you personally, I am to use my impartial eye to take your measure. And above all else, to ascertain your disposition towards the invitation.
Getting the ball rolling for very shit things in the future there, Emmett.
I understand that you and Van Daniel are close. He himself was once chief overseer of Elpis, after all. I should not be surprised if you knew before anyone else that he wished to relinquish his office.
I did. He told me that when he fulfilled his purpose, he wished to pass the torch to me.
A torch you seem none too pleased to accept. Are you so averse to serving on the Convocation?
No, it's not that. For a humble researcher like myself to even be considered is an honor beyond words. No. What troubles me, what I struggle to come to terms with, is the very fact that Van Daniel is stepping down. Does this not mean that he will return to the Star?
Of his own volition, yes, like so many others have before him.
Return to the Star? Does that mean die?
Well now, that's not a word I hear often. Is that what you say here in Elpis? Mankind is the life of Aetheris. Each of us, a drop of blood flowing through its veins, bearing sustenance. In our finite time upon it, 'tis our duty to make it a better place, that all who call it home, now and in future, may abide in happiness. To that end, we have dedicated ourselves to the pursuit of enlightened creation. And by our efforts did we transform this once untamed wilderness into the peaceful paradise you enjoy today. To return to the star whence we came is a privilege afforded to we who have so loved and nurtured it. A choice embraced by those who have lived their lives to the fullest, in service to our world. And when they depart upon this journey, it is beautiful, always.
The 14 are no exception. 'Tis believed no occasion is more felicitous than the fulfillment of one's duty. Our office becomes our lives, and to retire is to return, or so the majority of us hold. Some few have elected to eschew custom. Mayhap you feel Van Daniel's deeds do not warrant his return. Yet you should know his accomplishments as well as any. During his time, he conceived of countless outstanding concepts. And channeling the wealth of experience he attained here in Elpis, he brought forth many new specimens.
I know of all this. I do. It's just... I cannot fathom why someone so great and wise, who could still do so much good, would want to end it all.
Irony, Hermes.
Oh no. I've made her upset. Forgive me. I know I requested your presence. Might I trouble you to take Meteon outside? A change of scenery would do her good.
Let's not talk about death in front of the child.
Very different type of life the ancients lived.
I'd say they don't die of old age, do they?
Yeah, they die when they decide it's their time to,
Or
in the
mortal.
vast majority of cases.
Was there murder in their time?
Possibly, but they would probably be exceptionally rare and like...
I mean, there are
like
the occasional crises. I mean, volcanoes exploding, for instance.
Yeah, so
Right.
lives do sometimes end prematurely, but it seems the vast majority of the time, old age ain't a consideration. Anyway,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean... a walk. Perhaps we can go for a walk?
Yeah. So yeah, there are multiple beings, and eventually they decide they'd like to return the star and just be reincarnated as a fresh face.
start over. Do it over again.
They didn't have to worry about, or not yet, to worry about things like having your soul snuffed out of existence entirely.
Hermes gets sad when he thinks about death. When others are sad, I'm sad too. That's how I am. How he made me. But don't worry, I'm fine now. So, why did you come here?
A little sad she's sad too, so she's an empath.
Yep. Hyper empath.
Who
You
is
want
she
to
now?
learn about-
Yeah.
I'd had a thought. Okay. Going with
Keep it
this.
to yourself.
Yeah.
You want to learn about Elpis and Hermes? Ooh, teach you! I can teach you! We could take turns. I tell you something, then you tell me something.
Sounds like fun. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Indulge the child.
It will be! It will be! Where to start? Ah, yes! Let's talk to Menman. He should be near the Aetherite. I'm not good at explaining, but Menman is. So I'll have him explain instead.
And now Meteon is following us.
So if she's an empath, does that mean that she could potentially manipulate something like Akasha?
She'd at the very least be more aware of it.
This child concerns me. Yeah.
Discuss the ether.
Ah, the Aetherite! Anyone can use it to teleport anywhere. Well, maybe not anywhere. Not to the ground or other isles.
I would recommend teleporting to an unattuned one. It results in shenanigans.
For that, you need teleporters. Oh, and permission.
Here's Memnon. Interesting name. Ah, what have we here? Though you look like a person. Oh, at this point the dialogue diverges because he's referring to the fact that I'm a cat.
What does it say for you?
For me, he says, though you look like a person, you have the ears and tail of a beast. I assume you are a familiar like Meteon. Is there something you need?
For me, it just says your aether is quite thin. Not
Same
pointing
for
out the
me.
fact that I have pointy ears.
I wonder what it would be for like if you saw like a Vieira or maybe like the Hrothgar or any of that.
Who knows? I know that there will be comments on how short you are if you're a Lalafell, but anyway.
This is a new friend. Could you teach them about Elpis?
Ah, a newly arrived familiar, are they? Very well. I should be glad to introduce our fair facility to them. As you know, it is mankind's duty to make the star a better place. As part of this duty, we employ creation magics to bring forth new life. However, we cannot simply release our works into the world, for it would lead to chaos. No, any and all life forms must undergo extensive testing to determine their fitness to exist. Testing which is conducted here, in Elpis. Every candidate is subjugated to rigorous study, in which we identify their properties, surmise what habitats might be suitable, and speculate as to the effects they may have on the environment and other species. Should it be judged a beneficial addition to the star, it would be allowed to take its place in the world. The two of you, too, were created with the hope of making the star a better place. So heed your masters well, and be good. Do you hear?
We will, Memnon. We will. Thanks for the lesson. You had a turn? Now I get a turn. Where did you come from?
What do we say?
I mean,
I like the bottom one, but I don't want to pick it.
Also, I wouldn't say I'm from the Crystarium anyway. That's just incorrect on multiple levels.
And that's the place we teleported here from, but...
From a place facing a great threat, which is probably going to raise a lot of
Let's
questions.
just go with the top one.
Yeah.
From a place far, far away. A long time ago. Wait, no, this isn't Star Wars.
This is the long time ago.
Then I probably don't know it. I don't know much about other places.
She wants to
But
don't
this
exist
place
yet.
is But this place is important to you. I can feel it. Oh, my power! I haven't told you about it. A creation. Let's find a creation. One not being watched. Then I'll explain my power.
She has a power.
Yeah.
We need to talk to this bird that looks like the Emet-Selch bird that follows you around in Shadowbringers.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, this creation is perfect!
Oh, crap.
But I don't remember seeing it before. Perhaps it's new?
Give me a second. I apparently left her behind. She stopped moving.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'll await at I'll await at the line that says, anyway, I'll try reading its mind. That's my power.
So we have a research facility full of untested subjects, creatures of empathic, emotion-based abilities, and Fandaniel.
Alright, I'm there.
We're seeing
Alright.
threads beginning to form.
Anyway, I'll try reading its mind. That's my power.
Nothing's happening.
I can't read it. Or maybe there's nothing to read? Wait. Please wait. I'll try again. With you this time.
Don't read my mind.
If you see something behind a closed door,
Alright.
don't open it.
Greetings. Can you hear me? This is my power. I can read the emotions of those around me and project my emotions to others in return. I'm not actually speaking to you in your mind. Rather, you're converting my emotions into words and intention. a process performed subconsciously by intelligent life. This ability is vital to my mission, for it allows me to interact with intelligent beings, even should they communicate via unknown languages or other nonverbal means. As a consequence, I am clumsy at speaking. Yet though I struggle to express myself in this fashion, Hermes wants me to speak as much as possible, for everyone has thoughts and feelings that they may wish to hide. I harbor an affection for you, one that is difficult to define. Aside from the fact that you share common traits with us, your thoughts are complex, prismatic. They draw me in and leave me wanting to know more. Out of respect for your privacy, I will refrain from using my power when speaking with you. Nevertheless, I want you to know that I wish to be your friend. Did you hear me? Good! Now it's my turn again. So, what are you good at?
What do we say?
I mean, fighting.
Fighting. Alright, fighting it is.
Ooh, fighting! That must mean you're strong. Hermes is strong too, but he doesn't like to fight, even when creations fight him.
Bird's moved.
The bird's watching us now.
I think we might be bothering it.
I can see Emet-Selch scowls on its face.
Let's keep going. We'll go and see you next.
I have no idea how you pronounce that. Yuang? I don't fucking know.
She's usually in a small building, one on the west row.
It's a good.
I wonder what would happen if any of them saw our memory stone.
We probably have that stuffed very deep in our pockets.
Yeah, that will bring questions that we don't want to answer currently.
Right?
Well, if it isn't Meteon, I see you've brought a friend today. Greetings, Yuanth. An apple. Could you make me an apple? The kind Hermes likes. Covered in syrup. I want to share it with my friend.
Apple covered in
Oh.
syrup.
Oh, candied apple? Hermes is certainly partial to them, but you know you can't eat, Meteon. You weren't made to do so. But I like it too. It may seem that way, but it's due to your ability to share others' feelings. You've taken Hermes' likes for your own. In any case, I can't prepare an apple right now, but I'll bring one for Hermes soon. I promise.
So wait, she doesn't eat?
No, she does not.
I'm sorry. I wanted to show you my favorite thing. Then I could ask about yours. But I failed.
Oh, well, let's tell her what we like. I'm gonna tell you what I like. It's standing right to my right.
Oh my.
And if you look to my left, you will find all the sources of Mika's pain and despair.
Excuse you!
I'm joking.
I'm pretty sure that's Sorange and Leal, frankly.
Okay. Thanatos is just the source of all of her frustration, then.
Lovable frustration.
Yeah, anyway.
Oh, that's what you like! Yes! Yes, I can feel it! Your joy and happiness! And it makes me happy, too! Thanks for sharing it with me. Well, we've talked a lot. Maybe Hermes has finished talking, too. Should we go and see?
Come on, we have a big following of birds now. We got chocobos, the alpha is also chocobo, Meteon. Bird patrol.
Bird patrol. We are missing torpedo.
Fun fact, apparently they're actually contemplating as like a minor thing to add, having your chocobos react to certain emotes you might use on them.
Good, because
Like
doing this.
pet or slap or something. Alright.
Guys.
Hermes.
There you are. I can see the fresh air has done Meteon good.
They wanted to learn about you and Elpis, so I taught them. About this place, about my power, about your favorite food.
I'm not sure if that last one will be of any use. But I do appreciate your keeping Meteon company. While you were away, I finished speaking with our guests.
Finished? Hardly. You requested time to consider the invitation, so we have no choice but to occupy ourselves with an inspection of your work.
My apologies. It has been decided that Emet-Selch and Hythlodaeus will accompany me as I tend to my duties. If you wish to learn more, perhaps you would like to come too?
I'm compelled to remind you that they are in no way associated with the Convocation. We simply chanced to meet at Propylion.
Again, every word you say, Emmett, is irony.
There is no guarantee that the matters we discuss will remain private.
I do not mind. To see the joy their presence brings Meteon, I cannot imagine our mysterious friend harbors malicious intent.
They are really kind. Really, truly. They taught me as much as I taught them. You're coming, of course, to watch Hermes. You're bound to learn lots and lots.
God, this voice is making me need water.
You Emma?
Water.
Water.
If everyone is ready, there are a few creations I need to check on. First, we shall return to the spot where we found our wayward ambystoma. Have care when you step outside a hub, for there may be more unruly creatures about.
The new glamour also includes the legs, boots, and the gloves are all shadowless gear.
Nice.
Yeah, with them wearing black all the time, you wonder what if they get hot in some seasons.
Probably do, but you grew up in a desert, so. Thanatos did at least.
I said them, not me.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. It has so much fine control over the world, they could probably just tell it to stop being hot and it would listen.
This here is a new species of Petaluda we recently set loose. It's been doing very well, managing to maintain a stable existence thus far. If it can see its observation period to the end without issue, we shall release it onto the world. Tell me, do you know the difference between living beings and arcane entities? It is the presence of a soul, yet the soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. No, it manifests only in those beings whose forms adhere to the laws of creation, that can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill this requirement, such as those spontaneously born of magical natural phenomena, do not have souls. No matter how much it might resemble flora or fauna, if it lacks a soul, then it is considered an arcane entity. So you see, it is not for mankind to decide what is living. That domain lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. But come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I've received a report that Arcane Entities have gathered there.
Panda.
Where'd you get the panda?
My girlfriend bought it online.
Oh.
I've never seen
it was an account. It was an account-wide thing, so I just gave it the.
You just have a panda now.
I'm noticing a
Okay.
slight
Panda.
flaw with the rogue when riding a chocobo.
Yeah. Luckily me, when I'm riding around on my peacock, Mika throws both of her legs over one side instead of one over either, so she's just kind of sitting astride.
Slight saddle.
Yeah, side saddle, so it doesn't look as bad. And of course, Thanatos just fucking... I'll never get over how the Warrior of Light chooses to ride some of their mounts. It's so dumb. It looks so dumb.
I like just riding around on my panda.
Okay, Hermes.
And it makes a cute little squeak when it comes and leaves.
What's up?
Ah, yes. Lightning Pneuma, just as the report said. Although we call this structure a beacon due to its form, it is in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, it often sees an internal shift towards a given element. Right now, that element is lightning, which draws the Pneuma here to replenish their ether. It appears Meteon is busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead and feed the Pneuma? By using this lightning converger, you can harness ambient lightning and focus it into a ball. A veritable feast for our dazzling friends. Go on, give it a try.
They call lightning sprites in Pneuma.
Just called sprites in general, Pneuma.
Oh, I missed. Did I miss? There we go. Lightning bolt!
Pikachu! Use lightning bolt!
No, it's a Pikachu.
Mika. She's gone. Pikachu, return!
No.
Oh.
You remember that time I almost made you die laughing that one time when I walked off a cliff at the Lich Yard and near Camp Drybone?
Yes.
I don't even remember the circumstances. I just remember I walked off the edge and you almost died laughing, Tom.
I can't remember similar circumstances, yes.
Perfectly done. Look. See how they gather to feed, how they express themselves through their actions despite their lack of words. Speech is not the sole defining characteristic of a thinking, feeling creature, nor is silence an indication that they do not possess these qualities. Be it a soulless arcane entity, such as the Pneuma, or an ephemeral life form, such as the Paluda, all seek to perpetuate their existence, to survive.
What do we say?
I assume Meteon is a living being.
I'm gonna go with the bottom one.
Alright, is Meteon a living being?
A good question. I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint, but it ultimately falls to the Bureau of the Architect to pass judgment. Those with exceptional vision, such as Hythlodaeus, may be able to ascertain her true nature. But to me, it doesn't matter. She is herself, and that is all I need to know.
Oh, you finished already? I'm sorry, I was in the way.
Not to worry, my dear. We missed nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work for them to observe.
Daniel goes from someone who cherished the existence of every creature, arcane or otherwise, to just murder everything. It's all pointless.
The soul at least goes through that process.
Well,
Next, we will head east to Morning Dew. I need to speak with some observers there.
I feel like this time an Allig might have caused some of it.
sand is
Almond,
loyalty to
yeah,
sand.
Almond's life definitely did not help.
And I mean, same soul, and even as for Daniel, has the memories as well. He remembers being Hermes.
That doesn't necessarily mean he himself stated he never felt those memories were part of him. He had them, but they were more a possession rather than a piece, if that makes sense.
But there's this whole argument of it's the same soul, so like saying he's not the same individual is like saying me and Aurelio are two completely different fucking thing, and Panara shouldn't get involved. And I don't really consider it that way.
Yeah.
So
Good move.
I view them as the same individual, the same entity, if nothing else.
I would disagree with that assessment, but to each their own.
It's a big philosophical argument.
And this one's voice.
Amazing, is it not?
I'll wait for you at the
The
diamond.
Ampelos,
I've already
one of our newest
thought of it.
subjects. So, how are we coming along?
I love how the one there just doesn't even get a voice, just says. That's our shtick. Look! Flower!
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis. Entelechis. Like me.
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy. Dynamis, we call it. And those entities like the Elpis Flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Entelechis.
That's me! That's me! An Entelechi!
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Wait! A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter. On account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Meteon?
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%. The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. 'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river... Not that I have such grand ambitions.
Final day's material to me.
Nay. I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse.
So Dynamis is basically dark matter.
The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an Entelechy. Like me. So... are we the same? Entelecchies.
Nope.
What do we say?
What the fun makes you laugh. Episode didn't do a proper job.
If I'm thin, it's because Emet-Selch didn't do a proper job.
Oh,
Do we want to go with the snarky response?
It's either
or go
that
with
one
some...
or... Well, I have been known to transcend my limits with nothing but determination.
Yeah, that's the explanation for limit breaks. We're just using Dynamis. We're not as thick in ether, so we can use it more easily than the ancients.
Oh, it's so tempting.
To go with the snarky one.
So tempting.
Let's go for
Do
it.
we want to do it?
Let's go for it. I want to see
Okay,
him.
we're going with the bottom one.
Gow.
I just give Emmett a little bit of a sideways jab.
Well, aren't we ungrateful? Mayhap I should revert you to the pathetic, faded thing you were.
A deficit of ether alone does not an Entelechy make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis. And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You do well not to underestimate it. Oh dear. I'd forgotten about the poor fellow. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
I think we pissed them at all.
always
absolutely.
pissed off.
But I mean, hey, he just took. But I mean, he took it like a champ. He took our little insult and just turned it right back around at us.
Still.
87.
The day he smiles might be the day the final days actually begins. Maybe that's what caused it.
I mean, he
Smiled
smiled
many
a lot.
times. Yeah.
Sincerely smile in a non-sneering, sort of domineering way.
When we killed him at the end of Shadowbringers, and he bid us remember.
Yeah, but final days already happened by that point, so...
All right. Anyway,
Not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it even if we knew. But it irks me to discover that there is an entirely different form of energy, and no one told me. That personal annoyance aside, Hermes' knowledge is undeniably impressive. Given that there are none among the 14 who specialize in the Celestial, he would be a welcome addition. Assuming he can be persuaded to join, that is. I still can't understand his hesitation.
I kind of really want to do the top one.
Yeah.
why did you? Okay.
Oh, you wish to know why Emet-Selch was chosen for the convocation? I should be glad to share the tale. Ahem. It began when... Not another word.
Oh.
Lest you've forgotten, we're to learn about Hermes, not me. My misspent youth is not your concern.
Embarrassing tales, I bet?
Maybe.
Somebody's defensive.
Somebody's defensive. My apologies for the wait. I've inspected the Umpelos to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature, and I dare say it won't be long ere it is released onto the world. Another creation, however, reportedly isn't faring so well. The Charybdis.
Charybdis.
That is what we shall tend to next.
Oh god.
If you would follow me, my friends, we shall return to the main isle and head north.
Let's hope it's not the Charybdis that I think goes. Or the Charybdis that this thing makes.
What's the
For a
quickest
brief
one?
moment, I almost thought I jumped off the island, but then I remembered I can't actually do that.
Visible walls.
Thank God for invisible walls, or that would have been bad.
Bye, because
I have it I don't have the ether currents familiarized. I can't fly here.
I said bye, Mika.
What are these things? These are these are the mounts
The
of the
Vanu.
Vanu.
Yeah, the Pneumas.
Yeah, there it goes. Oh, my Chocobo's gonna bring it right back. This is fine. Chocobo didn't work.
Oh, are you under attack?
Nah, my Chocobo is, but it's fine.
Alright, let me know when you're at the dialogue box then.
On that.
Alright.
I understand there is a problem with one of the Charybdis.
Yes, that's right.
As you know, the Charybdis is based on a sea creature. Owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to wind, it is capable of flight. The specimens created from the concept could all fly without issue, but a problem arose in subsequent generations. This third generation creature was born with an etheric balance leaning strongly towards water. Its aquatic origin reasserting itself, it would seem. The result being its affinity to wind is diminished, and it cannot fly. No matter what we try, we can't get it to rise even the slightest bit. For such change to manifest in so few generations, I fear they are too unstable, flawed. With your permission, I will revert the creatures and recommend to the Bureau that the concept be revised. With the etheric balance leaning towards water, the Charybdis would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. Yet it is too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed at first, it may simply have developed a fear. I shall transform and fly with it, helping it to manipulate wind until it finds its wings. What? You needn't go to such lengths. You don't know? Of course not. Transformation is an art in which one manipulates a vast quantity of ether to construct another body around oneself. In practice, this allows one to assume any conceivable form, and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh.
Like his big demonic form we fought.
Kinda, yeah.
Or like any of the weird things Ascians shapeshift into when fighting us.
Fusion dance.
Yet, convenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vainglorious in the extreme, as uncouth and unseemly as running about robeless. Shameful. Am I to understand you make a habit of this? Nothing of the sort. It's just that when transformed, I can wield the wind and fly. It may seem excessive. What is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance, and we owe it to them to do all in our power. Be that as it may. Yes, I believe I have a solution. Emet-Selch, may I trouble you to move that Charybdis away from its fellows? Somewhere out of sight. Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief, I assure you. I would but spare you the need to report to your colleagues that Hermes committed an indiscretion. So have a little faith and run along. I trust you don't mind.
Definitely very uptight, culturally, aren't they?
Yeah. Alright, Hithlo.
Social peer pressure to conform.
Emet-Selch is out of sight? Good. Let's speak of the plan. It's a stroke of genius, really. We have Emet-Selch train the Charybdis.
Oh, Hithlo.
Aside from being able to fly untransformed, he can readily see ether currents. And with his adept spellcraft, he can also employ suitable wind magics to guide the creature along. While he is indeed capable of all you described, it is not his duty. I am loath to trouble him with it. Don't be. As I mentioned, it would also be for his own sake. With that settled, let's begin at once. You, I want you to go to Emet-Selch. Tell him you have a favor to ask. He will be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. With our friend, the trick is to be unflaggingly persistent. Off you go now, and good luck.
So annoy him until he does it to get you to go away.
Pretty much. Emet-Selch caves under peer pressure. Which I find absolutely hilarious.
But his best friends are Hyperdeath and Azum, who drive him nuts.
They drive him insane, but he can't help but love them. Alright, and now, in say...
So, dash
Alright.
say, what was it again? So, I have a favor to ask.
I have a favor to ask.
Say... American spelling.
Oh, no, you don't. I'm not lifting a finger. I don't know what Hythlodaeus is up to, and I will not be made to know. I refuse. If Hythlodaeus is to be believed, relentless insistence may serve to wear down the ever-wary Emet-Selch. Please, Emmett. This next cutscene is voiced, by the way.
Alright. Go to dialogue and then...
No, no, no. You are not foisting this nonsense on me.
I'm on first dialogue and roll there all at once.
I love the little dramatic sound when we step forward. All right, you there, Hades?
Mm-hmm.
All right, enabling auto advance. Let's go.
This nonsense.
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do so. And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emet-Selch. Please teach her to fly.
Or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism
on
is its
him.
own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
I love this guy.
Please, Emet-Selch.
You can't say no to that face. Come on.
Meteon blackmail engaged.
Do not say no to my daughter.
Please. Please, you rotten
I did
bastard.
not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last.
The end is never the end, Emmett.
See, Emmett just has a horse.
The hell
I
is
will
that?
aid it once it is taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
That is the Shadowbringer's special edition mount, kind of like the horse we got for Endwalker.
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we?
Yeah. I still wonder, where is Mum?
You were wondering why Emet-Selch joined the Convocation. Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was, on the strength of my ability to see ether. But I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even. Quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it? Emet-Selch has no such shortcomings. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them. Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone. Modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend. A singular soul who can't help but involve herself in the business of others. Where she walks, excitement is certain to follow. Her antics irritate Emet-Selch to no end. But much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents. And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends. To help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world. And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine, and together we may return to the star. Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you. I can only assume it is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different.
Well done, my pet. Well done!
Ah, yes. I dare say the Charybdis will be fine here on. Why don't you go and signal to Emet-Selch? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end.
Getting more backstory on Emet-Selch. That's fun.
Well, apparently he was very well respected.
Very well respected and kind of a incredibly humble adventurer type before he joined the Convocation. No wonder he likes his his own little
Even if he
public
finds
thing.
us irritating. Right, I must wave.
Wave.
Wave to the Emmet.
Emerging from his reverie, Emet-Selch notices you and begins to descend with the Charybdis. Another cutscene.
Voiced?
I don't think so. No, it's not.
Maybe they could advance.
I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, the Charybdis has learned to fly.
And our new friend and I could relax and have a pleasant chat. I'm sure you did. The creature needed some small assistance at first, but soon it was flying more or less on its own. I doubt you will need to repeat the lesson. The observer from the side.
That was truly impressive. I witnessed it all from afar. The Charybdis flies. Indeed. With this, we've proven that even a creature with skewed etheric balance is capable of flight. Though we helped it to achieve this, the Charybdis is a herd animal. They may well aid their struggling kin in like fashion if and when the need arises. Keeping this in mind, I bid you continue observing them. If that is what you want.
But if I may say so, rather than hoping an idealistic possibility comes to pass, would it not be simpler to have the concept adjusted? That way we could guarantee that anomalies such as this specimen are never born in the first place.
These creatures are already here. We will spare no effort in giving them a chance to survive.
As you wish, Chief. As you wish.
Hermes,
I'm fine. Don't worry. Well, that concludes all of my present tasks. Let us return to Agnorisis for now.
It is staggering to see the man Fandaniel was versus the man he wound up becoming.
It will change.
Yeah.
Souls change.
When you've had your entire universe collapse around you in a completely horrific event to get reborn into a fascist empire, get your memories back.
Given to understand he was in that seat several times before it was Amon's turn.
So yeah,
I mean, it's like, what, 12,000, 18,000 years between the Sundering and where we're from?
yeah. Dying, coming back, dying, coming back. Just not really getting anywhere aside from a few destroyed worlds. He broke.
Alright, Emmett.
What? Want to apologize for forcing me to help, do you?
Nope.
Save your breath. You didn't force me to do anything. I merely chose the most expeditious way to have done with an impediment to our business.
Emet-Selch, you are the epitome of you can't fire me, I quit.
Punts!
And they're invisible beneath our robes, so we don't really need to worry too much about our glamour for the moment.
I'll sort that out later.
Hermes.
Hermes! Ether to ether.
Tell me, in the course of watching me, have you learned aught of value?
What do we say?
Dynamis.
Dynamis seemed promising.
Dynamis, you say? Curious that such an obscure phenomenon should be of interest to you.
Chief Hermes, what good fortune to find you here.
Is something the matter?
The Ichion. I'm afraid it's done it again. No sooner did we release one for observation than it set upon the nearby occupants, slaughtering them.
Was the creature hungry, or somehow provoked?
I just fed them myself, and the occupants were keeping a wide berth. It is the nature of the Ichion that is to blame, their innate viciousness. Temperament aside, it is an outstanding creation, perfect in form and function. Though it may not be suited for release, I've no doubt that the Bureau will accept its concept for preservation. In any case, there's no point in postponing the inevitable. Doros will revert them all once the paperwork is in order.
Where is the scene of the incident?
Just off the path to the 12 Wonders. As you make your way, you should see it on the left. I don't know if Doros is still there, however.
12 wonders, you said.
Hermes, wait!
Yeah, they just said 12 wonders, as in the 12?
I don't think so. Maybe? Who knows? I don't know. There didn't seem to be any connections there when I was doing my initial playthrough.
If this is part of his work, then I would observe. We follow.
Everything events. Which line of dialogue was it? Just the path to the 12 wonders. Well, have a look at the 12 wonders.
Oh, yeah, this
Probably just a coincidence.
the map roulette really wants me to ride my beginners right
As we know, the 12 are based on the Convocation feature. So.
Potentially. That might actually get blown out of the water with the Legends of the Realm Alliance raids. That's an assumption we've been making, but it's not necessarily based wholly in fact, so we'll see.
I mean, we're missing 2 from the Convocation, so which ones are missing other than us, obviously?
No, so even though, Andre himself pointed out the whole XIV connection.
Yeah. We'll see. It's possible that the 12 might not be modeled off of the Convocation, but might instead be modeled off of the people who were against summoning Zodiark.
At which point XIV would still fit into that, yeah.
He didn't have an opinion one way or the other. He was somewhere else entirely.
No, but he is known as the traitor of the Convocation. Or she is known as the traitor of the Convocation
the absent one.
So...
Alright, Hermes, what have you got for us?
The lacerations and burns are unmistakable.
Is that Ikion or Lykion?
No idea.
I think Lykion.
Lykion was indeed responsible. But the creature is nowhere to be seen. Boros must have taken it away. The man makes his base at the 12 Wonders. I shall go and seek him out there. Emet-Selch and I will search the area for good measure, just to make sure the Lykion did not escape. My thanks. Let us meet at the 12 Wonders when you are finished. I will go on ahead. Please follow with this one.
Come! It's down this path and over the bridge.
Well...
Good thing Emet-Selch isn't around to see this right now.
Oh, well, that is certainly a dignified way to travel, now isn't it? What, did your legs get tired?
Well, I'm just sick of chasing after your bullshit for the last 2 expansions.
Hi, another Aetheryte.
Go grab that first. Hey, easy coming.
I think he was fighting something. Yes.
It's alright, I'm here. Wait, did you guys grab the Aetheryte?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we were doing.
Okay. Those are 2 mounts from Palace of the Undead, or at least the red and black ones.
Take a side. Ether current. Get in my Bella.
Fucking where?
Right there. No.
There's anything hurt. Where?
Get away. Boss, our markers.
Find the big red A.
And the dancing net.
Get in my belly.
Meteor.
Oof, excusez-moi.
Speak us words.
There it is! The 12 Wonders! Hermes is looking for Doros. Let's look for Doros too! He's a man with long, blonde hair. I think. I'll know him when I see him.
Meteon's following us again.
Come, child. Let's find this blonde-haired person.
Yes. And of course I will absolutely just be keeping Meteon when all is said and done.
Blonde-haired.
Long hair.
Blonde-haired man.
I think I found him.
Guessing this one.
Doros!
Well now, if it isn't Meteon, what brings you here? Ah, I thought I heard familiar voices. I didn't realize you two had decided to help the search for Doros. Thank you. You're in charge of the Lycaons, I believe. Where are they now? Out in the field in restraints. Frenzied as they were, I couldn't well return them to Catesis. Once I've submitted my report, I'll see them reverted without delay. It's as he says. The beasts are indeed quite ferocious. You're one of the 14. What brings you here? Nothing you need concern yourself with, as you were. We've heard the news that a Lycaon slaughtered occupites. As the observer in charge, you're of the opinion that they are not fit to be released. Aye, I am. Their abnormal aggression and exceptional strength makes for a highly problematic combination. It matters not where they are released. Lycaons would threaten other species and upset the natural order. Could it be that the specimens observed are an outlier? Highly unlikely. We've created a good many of them. All exhibited the same tendencies. Even when we used Kairos to begin with a fresh slate, their behavior was unchanged. Kairos? A memory reconfiguration system. The chief himself created it. It allows us to erase or alter memories, that we may observe creations in different environmental conditions without needing to remake them from scratch.
Erase or alter memories, huh?
Quite impressive, and potentially dangerous. Depending on the intensity of the etheric emissions, Peshtera may wish to have words with you. Rest assured, I've kept all values within prescribed limits, and to prevent misuse, its applications are limited to those authorized by the Chief Overseer. Do not misunderstand. To manipulate a subject's memories is an intrusive act I deeply abhor, but it's still preferable to execution. Come now, Chief, let's not be so melodramatic. What was born of ether is simply being reduced to its original state. I know the distinctions concern you, but we mustn't lose sight of the bigger picture. Making rational choices for the sake of a more prosperous star. If a creation cannot be properly studied, even with the aid of Kairos, we remake it. If a creation is deemed a detrimental existence, we unmake it. 'Tis all for the greater good, and unquestioned the necessity of such routine processes. I understand these things. I do. I would never think to unleash a clear and undeniable threat onto the world. Yet insignificant though their individual lives may be next to all creation, it is all the Lycaons have. Before we seal their fates, we owe it to these beings to exhaust all options, to ensure that nothing has been overlooked. If you insist, let me provide you with a full report. We may take it from there. Would it be possible for us to attend to the discussion? That Emet-Selch may better carry out his duties. By all means. Pray show them to the meeting room. Meteon, what have you got for us?
To man, other beings are just things. To be used and controlled. Like magic. That's what Hermes told me once.
Yeah, the Assyrians do seem to have a penchant for playing gods, don't they?
Indeed.
Not really viewing other creatures as much worth their time. Or as equals, sapient or otherwise. Every society has its problems.
Yep.
Kind of reminds me of the way I described it to someone I ran across when it comes to how the Ascians or the Ancients do things. To them, the rest of the world is basically an amazing clay statue. Doesn't matter how finely made it is, or how much time they poured into it. If it breaks, it's a tragedy, but you can just buckle down and break another and make another one.
Kind of, well, it's been shown with the Convocation themselves how they're viewed. The people that have come after the calamity.
Yeah.
It's not even people worth saving. Very genocide, quick to do.
They were partially driven by the fact that they were tempered by Zodiac, but
I fear this discussion may take a while, during which time... Meteon, are you feeling unwell?
It's not me, Hermes. It's you. I won't go to the meeting. I'll stay with them.
Though I am to impose, may I leave Meteon in your care again? I'm in your debt. If you'll excuse me.
alright, Meteon.
Can you help me with something? The meeting will make Hermes sad. I want to cheer him up with a flower. Hermes likes flowers the most of all creations in Elpis. Most creations are expected to be interesting, or beautiful, or strong, better in some way. But flowers are different. They're designed to suit our emotions, what we feel and want to convey. Hermes likes that. I can't make flowers, so I'll search for one, and I want you to search with me. Let's start here, at the 12 Wonders.
Having Meteon follow us fucking everywhere. Alright. Vibrant purple flowers bigger than your hands adorn the tree.
Oh, so big and bright. I love them. But they might be too bright. You have to think of the recipient. That's what Hermes said.
Then we have a slender tree over here. A tall, slender tree rises before you. Crane your neck to look for flowers.
No flowers. If there were apples, we could have covered them in syrup. Let's head outside next. Don't worry, we won't wander far.
A flower bed.
Very nicely patterned one at that. An array of beautiful flowers grow in the bed, their mix of colors forming a pattern.
These would be better for Hermes, but they're hedged in. That means we shouldn't touch them. They're either under observation or poisonous. Any other place should be fine, though. Let's keep looking.
Oh.
Oh god.
One of these things would be done, yeah.
Set on a tall, thin stalk, the oddly shaped flower is mesmerizing in its undulations.
Ooh, accordion! A flower that can move! When Hermes wasn't looking, it shot seeds at him. Not a good gift, maybe. But you're good at spotting flowers. We'll find something soon.
I'm just looking at all the things they're making here that's going to cause a headache one day. You pissed off a butterfly.
Jesus Christ, the range on a size is long.
So relates, someone has something against butterflies.
Ether current.
Ah! Keep it current. That's keep it current.
I'm kind of stuck in the dialogue. Yeah.
I'll mark it with a big D.
Sure.
And you can come get it when you're ready. Oh no, I lost Meteon. I have to go get her.
You
damn it.
guys forget. We have the Meteon following us. Now, how am I gonna get back there?
With their feet.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm at the junction.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Damn it.
And you pissed off a griffin.
The grips.
Must get up there somehow.
Now, this is the sound Thanatos makes when he's alone with Kyra.
No, those are the noises that he hears outside of your door at the inn.
Bye.
Get back here! Still need to activate this fucking junction.
So you guys can't be talking about this, it's sensitive is here.
Spy nothing promising nearby. At best, common-looking grasses with some few tiny flowers.
Nothing around here. Ah! Over there! Something big! Huge!
That's a mobile. Okay. I don't think that'll work.
Terrible stench reminiscent of sodden old boots pervades the air. Without a doubt, the culprit is the marble-like creature before you.
It's an Ardenis! The things around its mouth look like petals, but the flowers are the orbs on its head. When Hermes inspected it, it swallowed him up. Didn't leave his room for days. What do you think? Would he like it?
No.
I'd rather not go near that thing. That's what I'm gonna say.
His breath is really bad. I don't know if you noticed that.
So not this one either. Finding a good flower. It's harder than I thought. I'm sorry, but could we search a little more? Maybe as far as the fields over there? I'll pick something after that, I promise.
The griffin. You did not mind the griffin.
Hey, at least it wasn't me this time.
Lush fields. I said it like that, but I did.
Lush green fields stretch out before you, ending where the sky begins.
Oh, there's nothing. That shiny thing over there. What could it be?
Shiny object.
Elpis Flowers.
Elpis! I take Elpis.
Why do you ruin these things?
I'm surprised you didn't come up with it already.
Oh, Elpis Flowers. They're here too. Hermes likes and dislikes them at the same time. Like me, they're entelechies. Like me, they feel his pain and turn dark. That's only for Hermes, though. For others, they're always white and bright.
So Hermes is depressed.
Truly? The flower was dark in your home? Then, do you have it too? A dark emotion?
What do we say?
I'd say the top one's appropriate.
The pain and sorrow of loss. Yeah. All right.
I see. Hermes has known the same. The feeling that a part of you is gone. Again and again, but no one notices. Please, won't you lend it to me? Your pain and sorrow? I want you to make the flower dark, in front of Hermes. He's been in a dark place since before he created me. He needs to know that he isn't there alone, that others are sad too. Truly? You'll do it?
Shouldn't be hard, just think of all the friends we've seen die in front of us.
Just think about the final days. That'll do it.
Thank you. Thank you. It means more to me than I can say. I can't wait to see how Hermes reacts. Let's go back and fetch him.
Mika thinks of Marasu.
Yeah. What does Nee think about?
Almost stabbing her dad in the face?
I mean, no. The events of that probably would have been the answer back during that arc, like all of that kind of stuff. But she kind of didn't go over that.
What about Thanatos?
What do you think?
There are many possible answers. That's why I was asking you to pick one.
Probably his origin story still. Pneuma, I imagine it would be probably the hypothetical of, you know, losing Mika and the others.
I mean, you have gone on record to say that the instant when Mika was being utterly silent was one of the most scary things Nee's ever been through, so maybe that. When Mika was comatose immediately following Marasu.
Yeah, maybe.
It seems they're still talking. Let's wait until they're finished.
Generally involving Mika in some way.
Thanatos is his house burning.
Of course.
I believe this cutscene is voiced.
It is.
Auto advancing?
Alright. Yep.
Hermes!
Oh. You were waiting for me.
You've finished talking?
Yes. We've come to a decision. My thanks for keeping Meteon company. Emet-Selch and Hythlodaeus have already retired to their rooms. There is room for you too, if you would follow me.
Wait! I want to show you something first.
Look at those clouds. They're so pretty. So fluffy.
Elpis flowers?
Go on. You're not the only one, Hermes. Others feel sad too. You're not alone.
I see Meteon has shared much with you. May we talk a moment?
Ooh, dragonflies. Fireflies, whatever. They'll keep her occupied.
And a hedgehog.
Hedgehog!
Bye, Sonic.
Bye, Kiki.
I do not think it wrong that we live for the star, that we strive to make it a better place. And yet, in carrying out my duties here, there are times when I am plagued by doubt. Do you recall what Hythlodaeus said, when we first spoke of my nomination? Death is the privilege of those who have fulfilled their purpose, a choice they embrace of their own free will, and when they depart, it is always beautiful. Perhaps it is, but only for man. Creations that he deems useless are discarded with nary a second thought. Some scarcely born into the world, afforded a handful of breaths before life and potential are abruptly extinguished. We make an effort to spare them the pain, but they sense what awaits. Rage and anguish and cower and fear, and it is not beautiful. Yet no one cares. No one. So fixated are we upon the duty that we do not pause to question the method. Pain and suffering, confusion and despair, writ plain in the eyes of those poor creatures. Yet no one sees. We turn a blind eye and carry on in blissful ignorance. Not amiss. And always, always the blossoms shine pure and white. A contradiction so blatant I could scream, want to scream. How can you all accept this aberration? Then I wonder, am I the aberration for thinking thus? And I am filled with dread.
Eventually going insane.
But now I know I'm not alone. Not the only one for whom the flowers weep. I won't ask what you thought as you kneeled beside the Elpis, or if you only did it at Meteon's insistence. Nevertheless, I thank you. To know that you too have experienced suffering is a comfort.
What do we say?
Top one, just top one.
Keep it professional? Yeah.
To so willingly lend an ear to ease my burden, you are a strange one. The stars in the heavens. Know you what they are? Though it is too far to tell, each glittering light could be a world not unlike Aetheris. A world filled with life. So many stars, so many lives. For us, there may be no higher purpose than to live for our world. But what of the other living beings out there?
Dragons, maybe.
What is it that gives their lives meaning? That drives them day after day after day? To pose that question to our undiscovered cousins, I created beings of Dynamis, who can traverse the vast emptiness between the stars. Meteon and her sisters.
Sisters?
Aye, sisters. She has a great many of them. And they have already departed on their journey.
Oh god.
Traveling to one star and then the next in search of life. As one might expect, exploration on such a grand scale is rife with difficulties, and thus far I've naught to show for it. But I have faith that we will make some manner of discovery ere long. And when we do, I should be glad to share our findings with you, in gratitude for your kindness. It's getting rather late. We had best find our beds. It would not do for both of us to be sleep-deprived on the morrow. Come, Meteon. Let us head back.
All right!
What is she sensing?
Was listening, at least. Didn't hear anything, though.
So there's two more of her out there in space.
A lot more than
Hermes.
two.
Doc. An all too brief interlude, perhaps, but it is time I attend to my next task. As Emet-Selch and Hythlodaeus are aware, we reached a verdict regarding the fate of the Lycaons. 7 were created for observation, and all 7 must be unmade. Doros has followed the correct protocols, and as Chief Overseer, I can find no fault in his judgment. The Lycaons would disrupt the natural order, ravaging and consuming other species until they themselves starve and perish. They cannot be released into the wild, and they cannot be allowed to remain here in Elpis. I intend to petition the Bureau of the Architect to have the concept preserved as a restricted purpose hazardous life form. Hythlodaeus has pledged to support me in this endeavor. Yet whatever the Bureau decides, the existing Lycaons have served their purpose. Doris has already isolated the creatures and is preparing to carry out the necessary measures. I will join him forthwith. It is my duty to witness the conclusion to this study.
If you are resolved, then we have but to accompany you.
Of course. Let us be off then. We return to the main aisle.
Alright, let's mount up.
Wonder how everybody's doing back in the source.
Who knows?
You think they'll believe us?
We'll probably.
You think they'll believe us that we actually time traveled?
Why not? We've traveled dimensions already. Time travel is just the next thing on the list. Besides, Graha time traveled.
Twice.
This might be a
This
problem.
doesn't look good.
They're already dead.
Nee, get your arrows ready.
They're always ready.
Doros! Are you hurt? What happened here? They caught me off guard. I had them bound with ethereal shackles, but they became frenzied, even more so than usual, and broke free. I was able to stop 4. The other 3 escaped. I see them. 2 have taken to the air above the 12 Wonders. The last is up ahead, lurking in the fields. You and that one handle that one. The pair in the sky you can leave to me. If this is how it must end, then so be it. I will render assistance to Emet-Selch, unneeded though it is. Meteon, you're to stay here with Doros.
But Hermes!
The Lycaons must be reverted. I would spare you their pain. And mine. This is my burden. not yours. But if you are intent on helping, then please follow my lead.
Yo!
Yo!
When in doubt, go YOLO. There it is.
YOLO, except when you don't.
I appreciate your help, and lament that it is necessary. There it is, our quarry. Within striking distance at present, but if it feels threatened, it may well flee beyond our reach. Here is my plan. You will approach slowly, in full view, and draw the Lycian's attention. Now, I warn you, its abilities are as fiery as its temperament. Once it spots you, it will unleash orbs of flame. But fear not. By my measure, you are more than equal to the task. Withstand the onslaught for a few brief moments, and that will give me the time to catch it unawares. Ready? Then let us begin.
Why did you give that
I don't know. I don't think he was the one who created it. He was just overseeing its testing. Right, using the destination.
Well, everybody's in the way, I can see it. There it is.
Now.
He's a white mage. Or equivalent
Well, he just
thereof.
has
Oh my god.
What?
Yes. The
just a mage in
stick.
general.
The stick.
Forgive me.
I love
Please,
Square
forgive
Enix.
me. May you and your kin find peace
Oh.
wherever your souls may drift in the underworld. May you find tranquil seas. Be not forgotten. In concept endure. To reclaim form and one day live again. Serve not the star, or any purpose save your own. Live again, if that be your desire. Hate, if that be your want. We are worthy. But leave your suffering behind. Lay down your burdens, be born anew. Fly high. Fly free.
Aw. Are we sure this guy becomes Fernando?
Fairly certain.
Join the Convocation, Hermes. You do not belong here.
Leave to replace another. To be replaced. It changes nothing. Tell me, do you think it right that we sacrifice all these lives for the sake of the star? And when the star has reached perfection, what then? If all who are satisfied choose to die, shall we all die in satisfaction? I do not know Were I to take up the seat of Fandaniel, it would be tantamount to approving my predecessor's death. I do not know if it is right. And to be torn by such thoughts, I do not know if I am fit to represent mankind.
Hermes! Please don't be angry.
Discord right now.
It hurts so.
Forgive me. If you would still consider me in spite of everything, I beg some time to gather my thoughts. Meanwhile, Hythlodaeus, I fear I must trouble you to attend to the others.
'Tis no trouble at all. Take as long as you require.
And you, my friend, I pray you find that which you seek.
I expect we have some few matters to discuss. Shall we return to the 12 Wonders for a time?
Aye. So yeah, Hermes blew up at them.
I mean, he has points.
He's not wrong in everything he's saying, but you're asking whether he's the same person. I can kind of see how that pain might get twisted from one loving all life so
Like,
much
especially-
to just giving up and deciding to end it all and everyone.
Like, especially what he said right there at the end, is like, if when the stars reach perfection, shall we not just die in satisfaction?
Van Daniel's thing in the future is he decided that existence was pointless and he might as well end it, and he has such loathing and he wants to make it as painful as possible. So at some point he just breaks.
But from what he
Yeah,
was saying,
by his own words, when he was dying as Zodiarch, he looked for a purpose and couldn't find one.
So yeah, he just kind of goes a bit mad. He cared too much.
Amen did, at least. Relatively safe to assume within the context of 14 itself that it's pushing the idea, at least within its fiction, that same soul doesn't equal 100% the same person. A lot of shared traits,
again,
sure.
Again, that's debatable, especially with the memory stone thing and the regaining of identity and etc. But anyway, let's not talk philosophy.
The memory
let's
stone
talk
thing.
Emmet. Go.
Final Fantasy 14 is very philosophical. You kidding? But anyways.
I know, but I have 20 minutes. Let's go.
Okay. The other Lycians have been taken care of. The incident is resolved, and life in Elpis continues as normal. Or ends, as the case may be. Rationally speaking, I understand Hermes' argument. No matter how well deserved the rest, there is a pang of sadness when a colleague leaves us. Yet never has a departure caused me such grief as Hermes appears to feel. What must it be like to experience such torment?
Well, you'll find out. So can Mika, your chocobo is merged with Emet-Selch. I don't think he likes this.
I can see that. Hythlo.
Level 87.
Where to now? If there is anywhere you would like to visit before we leave, I should be glad to show you the way. Hermes has not yet outright refused his position with the Convocation, merely postponed the decision. As such, I may as well resume my assessment. If we cannot accompany him, then I will content myself with questioning his colleagues. Ever the pragmatist, then allow me to remain your humble guide. And what of you? Will you continue along with us?
Yep.
Wonderful. Our fellowship travels on unbroken. I say we explore another part of Elpis and see what new encounters there are to be had. If you would follow me, we will first head back towards Anagnorisis.
where is Mum?
Uber's here.
We still haven't seen.
Venat.
Venat, yeah.
Heidland. Now let's.
She's here. We know she's here. We saw her when we came in, but we still have not seen her.
Well, looking around, what do you notice about our environment? Beyond the obvious.
It's big.
Beyond the obvious.
We still haven't explored all of it.
Precisely. There are more islands. One right off to our left and a little above us, for example. So presumably, Venat is somewhere on one of those.
I would assume. Poiten Icos, or however you pronounce it. Yeah, the Aetherite we have yet to attune to.
This place is bigger than I thought it was.
It's a full-blown zone, man. From here, we follow the path northwards to Natonius. Though there we will find one of the nears which facilitate travel between the islands of Elpis. First-time travelers must be accompanied by someone with the requisite permission, which I have previously been granted. We only need to use the device together once, and henceforth, you will have leave to use it freely. Shall we? Well, that's convenient. Peacock.
Yo!
Oh! Ta-da. I still love the fact that fucking Gilgamesh just stole Susano's whole shtick in the Kugane Big Bridge boss.
Well, when he grows big.
Yeah.
He also stole your Jimbo stuff by pretending to be your Jimbo.
He was Yojimbo. The Gilgamesh we see all the time has always been Yojimbo. It's always been Gilgamesh.
I know that, but he's a dimension hopper. I'm sure he's seen the other Yojimbo from 10.
Maybe. I don't think Gilgamesh ever passed through Ten's world. Never showed up in the games at any rate. Anyway.
We know of.
Here we are, Natonius. This news will take us to Words, the Western Island. That's it right there, looming large over us. Step this way, and we can soon admire the view from above.
But nah. Mommy.
Mommy! Mama! Mama!
Mama. Mom.
Mother, apologies. Mother, apologies. Mother, apologies.
Where is she?
Oh.
Where's your mother, Crystal?
I present to you Calamelios Zephyros.
Up. This is voiced.
Yep.
Here you will find a number of testing facilities,
Advance.
as well as the observation hub of Poiton Oikos.
That's how you pronounce it? Poison Oikos.
Right then.
Poi oi.
Let's begin by... Well, well. An Arraius. How delightful.
Is it Diggy?
Is it Ziggy?
Or
Is it the sonny of Ziggy?
Shark?
And what, pray tell, is that?
Land shark.
Ah, that's a new species of shark. We approved the concept but a few days ago.
It has legs.
Sharks are among the most popular sea creatures. Rare is the day when someone does not submit a new concept. At first, they were largely orthodox, consideration given to such things as size and environmental impact. And then a whimsical someone thought to bestow it with flight, another superior intelligence. And then the floodgates burst. Concepts with multiple heads, or arms and legs, and so on and so forth. It was getting absurd. A part of me wanted to tell them to go away and find something else to create, but in the end, I couldn't deny their passion. And here we are.
I love it that it just keeps going.
There she is. I know that style.
Get
Wait, what?
fucked, shark.
And a crystal sword.
Wait.
Of course it's crystal.
That
Wait,
was
what?
too close. Are you
Is she just
unharmed?
flying like a dragoon?
Don't worry, we can still
Well,
hear, feel,
now.
and think.
If it isn't a pair of familiar faces.
Venat, that we should meet you here.
Hi, Mom.
Yes, me. That was idling. Well done.
As I mentioned earlier, the better part of the Convocation holds that when we retire is when we return to the star. Well, she is not among said majority. Even after stepping down,
I've
she
been
carries
along the
on with her
Convocation.
work. Venat is her name, and she
Wait,
is
she
the
was part of the
previous
Convocation?
as
She was as. She's our predecessor.
Yep.
It has been a while, Hypnodeus. You look well. Less so, Emet-Selch. I dare say the lines upon your brow have both deepened and doubled in number. A shame for one so young. You must make an effort to frown less often.
She's such a sassy mom.
And these two are going to be bitter enemies one day.
Easier said than done, thanks to your unruly successor.
Hi, unruly successor here.
How is she, if I may ask?
Incorrigible as ever. Rushed headlong into a volcano on the brink of eruption just the other day.
I know the story.
I should be glad to share the tale in its entirety later, if you're so
They
inclined.
made a reference.
Oh, you know I am. Now then, you
How
are...
come hers is... How come her robe's white?
She retired.
She's gonna send something. Blessing of lie, maybe.
You know, we may have a bit of your magic in us, maybe. Mom?
I say,
Oh fuck.
have you perchance come from the future?
Okay, fair enough. Well, we lost it.
I do not believe we have ever met, yet I sense my magic upon you.
Yep, she sensed the blessing.
Therefore, if I wove the enchantment, I could only have done so at a later point in time.
Sorry, Elizabeth, we fucked this up.
What manner of magic is this,
We can
if I may
explain.
ask?
A traveler's ward, of course. It prevents the corruption of one's ether.
What do we say?
Does it protect you from a trauma by primals by chance?
Yeah. Let's not make direct reference to the Blessing of Light. Let's at least just try and salvage this if we can. Does it protect you from enthrallment by primals, by chance?
Primals, you say? But I'm not familiar with such beings. But if they enthrall by warping the balance of ether,
Oh shit.
then yes, the magic would afford you a measure of protection.
I would have thought. Let's see
I
where
gather
that
from
goes.
your question that you are not ignorant to its
Better.
presence.
Hold on. From the future? That's absurd.
Everything is collapsing, our deception, oh god.
What is it? Are you unable to speak of the matter?
The reality to which you must return exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present.
We change anything, we fuck up our reality. So we have to keep our mouth shut.
So, your actions here will not change your history, but they may yet affect the course of ours. How very exciting! I'm quite fond of delving into the unknown, and there's naught more unknown than the future. Until a moment finally arrives, we cannot know for certain
just
what
like,
will come to pass, regardless of our supposed foreknowledge. So you needn't worry for us. More importantly, that you should go to such great lengths as to travel unto the past bespeaks the gravity of your quest.
It's really unfortunate for us the Highland is fucking intelligent.
Will you not reveal it to us? Mayhap we can be of aid to your cause.
We really can't.
If this is true, then you've been keeping quite the secret to
I
yourself.
don't think we could put the genie back in the bottle now.
As a representative of the Convocation, I will hear it
God,
all.
yeah, it's fine.
Your identity, purpose, everything.
Can't worm out of this. We're committed.
Why don't we move to a place more conducive to calm conversation?
They did mention they have a machine to erase memories.
I've been working here for some days now at an old friend's
Maybe the memories
behest.
don't completely stick.
If it is agreeable, we may make use of my accommodation at Poiton Oikos.
So we're about to spill everything. They're about to find out we are actually a Zem. That we killed Emet-Selch. The Highlands crystal
We were
now.
meant to meet. I am certain of it. Else I wouldn't have marked you so clearly, and sent you unto myself in the past. It's precisely the sort of mischief I would get up to. And quite inspired, if I do say so myself.
Thing is, you didn't send us.
No,
She
but
definitely guided us in that direction, though.
yeah, how much you want to bet she kind of just poked us
She
in the
pointed
right
out the
direction?
flower
All right.
to us emphatically.
Yeah, so I had a thought. You know, Highland's been chose us specifically, has been guiding us, telling us what to do, and giving us nudges in the right direction the entire time. What if that's because she knew everything from the start because she'd been told it by us in the past?
Let's talk to Venat.
My apologies, but before we move along, a colleague has tasked me with a matter which I'd rather not leave unresolved. It involves finding a certain concept engraved crystal, and the quick-fingered Aureus which made off with it.
An Aureus, you say?
I think we might have seen the culprit before being distracted by their business with the shark. Would you like us to follow its ethereal trail? That would, of course, lead us only to the Aureus. There is no guarantee that it hasn't dropped or stashed away the crystal you seek. Oh, please! Even that much would be enormously helpful. While you're hunting down the thief, I can follow behind and scour the forest floor just in case. Could I ask you to join the search? I would appreciate another pair of eyes to cover the land to the west of here. Many thanks. There's a small bridge leading to Poiton Oikos. Let us meet up there once we've exhausted our efforts.
So we should probably...
So that was quite the revelation.